Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you guys the future familiars to come to the game. Actually, we are pretty close to have the same familiars on Korean server on global, and that's crazy. It's kind of rushing. So here in the codex we can see the familiars we have on global. You guys look very well. Each element. For example, this one, Kuni, was supposed to launch on Halloween. So they're kind of rushing, guys. And Remove is supposed to have a own banner, but it's just a asterisk shop. This one, Crab Lantern. So some familiars we got already, others not yet. This was launched around August on Korean server last year. This was like in September, so they're kind of rushing. But we still have some familiars that we don't have yet on global. So we are checking together. So here we have a list. As you guys can see, the father familiars is exactly the same. We have the same familiars. The most recent is this one. Here, there's one familiar that I don't know yet why they didn't launch. This familiar is kind of old already. Not many people using it. It's Polarin. Later I'll showcase you guys each of the skills and if people are using him. Some people use him, but it's kind of a rare familiar. So here we can see. And here we have two Earth familiar. This one we got recently, right? We have these two familiars. Lettie and the Flog. Lipurok, the cow. We have to check how they call in Japanese. So Earth we have two familiars. One Polarin, I don't know yet why they didn't launch yet, but here. And here we have two. Julie, this familiar, that's Sleepy one. He's a good familiar actually. He's quite good. And this one we get for free on Sagarta region. Lu, they just call Lu. Not many people using him actually, but he's kind of for Sagarta, give you more bonus doing the field boss there. And this one, guys, the Kaukau. This was the so this might be what's happened. I think they launched this on Halloween, guys. Him it looks like a Halloween familiar. What do you guys think? So we have one familiar we don't have. Two here, light. This one also, Snapdragon. This actually is already on the data of the game. I saw in the bug section of the game. And this familiar, people are getting the toys for this familiar, so they might launch this soon. This one. They use a lot on the tournament. So you see, 2, 3 familiars light. 4, 6, 7, and this one is supposed to already be on global. I don't know why they didn't launch yet. Maybe they rework on his skills, maybe. So I showcase you guys how is the familiar arena. We can see some of these familiars they are still using. Actually now is like the dark meta. So you see this Julie. I think it's the one that they use the most. The Flog, I see him more on the tournament. So you guys can have an idea. You see Snapdragon appears here and there. He's quite good. He have a nice skills. This familiar here. I think they launch on Halloween. What do you guys think? Because, for example, the fishing content was the cactus. We have cactus for a long time, guys. And my bet that the next episode will be, you see, Snapdragon. So you guys can have an idea. So before I show these skills in English, I just tell you guys, this is we get by gacha, the banner. These two also banner. Banner. This one you get for free. I show you guys where to get it, and also banner. So the only free one we have is this one. So I will show you guys. Is here in Sagarta. So we are here in Sagarta, just in the entrance. We have this NPC here. So you see, we can buy it. Also this item, this wisp for defense, and this another one for defense equipment. So we can get even accessory, everything. And you guys must be thinking where to get this, how can I say, medal here, this stuff. We just beating the monsters. If you check the monsters here, they drop this item. So basically it's how you get it. The others, everything's gacha. So here's the list of the familiars in the game with the translation of the skills. So Cinder Grinder, that's the last one. So Polarin is one of them, so let's check what Polarin do. Is a defender who has multiple ways to reduce the income damage, providing a solid survivability. So basically it's a water defense. You get on gacha like I told you guys, and also egg hatching. I didn't know that. I never got him. So what he do? Reduce incoming damage from slowed enemies, so you have to slow to reduce the damage. I didn't understand this one. And for each defense familiars in your build, reduce damage. So he's kind of the reduce damage. And for each attack familiar or support, increase attack by 1%. So he kind of buff you according to the type of familiar you have. Okay. So increase the movement speed by 50%. And you get bind resistance by 50%. And for 2 seconds, enemies have their attack speed reduced by 2.5% and their movement speed reduced by 20%. Ah, now makes sense. So when you do this skill, you have less damage also. Okay. Adventure and the Arena boost defense of your familiars and reduce incoming fire damage by 25% and removes debuffs. Wow. So I think against fire decks is amazing on the Arena. But to be sincere, I don't see many people using him for PvP, never seen. And I think it's kind of outdated, I don't know, there's long time he's supposed to launch on global. So anyway, that's how he looks like. Polarin, I don't know if the name will be this one on global. Maybe he can be a good partner with Ursa Glacier, maybe can be a good team. So let's see, guys. We have the Reed and Lettie. This is the Japanese names. So let's see, guys. So this one they launched some months ago on Grand Server. So he's an Earth attacker for full Earth builds, particularly interesting for PvP. And he gives like a counter ability against other players. Only gacha, no egg hatching, no other ways yet. So what he do? So for each Earth familiar in your build, boost dealt damage by 1%. And boost your critical damage by 5%. Very simple, the passive skill. So let's see the active skill. So he does multiple hits, and each one is 60% of Earth damage. For 5 seconds, inflicts poison, guys. And if poison for 5 seconds, and they take 100% Earth damage. And for 5 seconds, inflicts retrograde on enemy players. So what's this retrograde? I think it's a new skill, new effect. For 5 seconds, when your players attack you, they take damage worth your 1% of your HP. Okay, if you have a lot of HP, maybe can be nice. And Awaken 10 is 4%. Okay, I'm not sure if it is very effective, but at least they give you some damage to your enemy. So let's see Arena and Adventure. So deal multiple hits to nearby enemies. Each hit does 8% of Earth damage. Also again, inflicts counter current. So for 20% of any healing done to afflicted familiars, is converted into attack. Okay, so if they have these builds that have a lot of healing, they convert 20% that healing attack. That's good. Against the healing parties, or it could be 40% awakened. So that's how it's read, guys. I'm not sure if the name will be the same, but you guys can have ideas. The vlog. This one on Japanese is Lettie, on Korean server is Leto. He was here, I remember doing my ROG to get him. So he's a earth support, and he's focused on damage dealt by normal skills, with special use doing against the field bosses and larger bosses. So let's see what he do. So for each attack familiar in your build, increase damage dealt by 2%. So for each support familiar in your build, reduce familiar skill cooldown. Okay, not bad. And increase damage dealt to bosses in low health in rage mode. So when they get angry, by 2%. So you deal more damage. So if you like to beat field boss, it's a good idea. Increase damage dealt by your part members to bosses in low health in rage mode by 1%. So not you, but also your party also gets some buffs. 3%, 6%. So let's see active skill. 216 earth damage to your enemy. For 5 seconds, increase the damage dealt by you and your party normal skills. Okay. 5% awake, damn. For 7 seconds, increase the critical damage of your normal attack skills. Not bad. And reset the cooldown of one of your normal attack skills. It's random. Resets, guys. I was thinking it was reduced. Resets. So you can use another of your normal attack skills. And it's random. Okay. Can be a good support, actually. Also, he increased the party normal attack skills. It's a good one for grinding, for sure. And let's see, Arena. Shoot 3 seeds at random nearby enemies. Each hit deals 75% of earth damage. If 2 hits land on a single enemy, increase the damage dealt by 20%. Okay. For 7 seconds, increase earth damage dealt to affected enemies. So it's a good one if you wanna really do a lot of damage. Could be a good idea. Because increase the damage dealt and also earth damage. So that's our Lettie. So let's say here on light we have 3 familiars, guys. Sapdragon. They call Slee, but on Korean Julie, and Lu, but they call Rui here. And Dark this one, Nost. So let's check Sapdragon. Sapdragon, this familiar I seen a lot on the tournaments, and people use sometimes on the defense on Familiar Arena also. So he provides a unique passive attack speed buff. Because Petal is on active skill, so he's given on the passive. And increase damage against enemies with low HP. So it helps making him a lot strong. Light and attack. We don't have actually many attack familiars. If you look, everything is like support. This is attack if I'm not wrong. The cat. And that's it, guys. And then him. So it was something that we needed, some attack light. So let's see, only gacha, no egg hatching, no other ways. So let's see his skills. So for each attack familiar in your build, increase damage dealt by 1%. Okay, so you need to attack other attack ones. If your HP is 8% or max or higher, increase attack speed by 1%. And if it's awakened 10, it's 5%, so you attack much faster. So awaken 0 in active skill does multiple hits. Each is like 54 light damage. If the enemy is at 50% or lower of max HP, increase damage by 10%. So if the enemy is a little weaker of HP, it does more damage. And here 20%. He kind of good for grinding, right? Make you faster, do more damage. So let's see, Adventure Arena. That's where I see many people using him. Does several hits of 40% light damage to nearby enemies, and for 3 seconds increase resistance. You can knock back a pull in, affects 50%. So that's good. It's 100%. Oh my god. So they cannot push your familiars and also pull in. So I see this is very good. He can be a good counter to Stagthorn, guys. Can be very useful. And other familiars that push you and can knock back. Okay, I think that's why many people use him. And he attacks from far distance. I think every time I talk to the familiar, I made a video actually about them. So you guys can check the link with more details. So Slee, guys. So Julie. Slee is the Japanese name. On the original game, we don't have anything similar to this. So it's like a crosswords original, I could say. He's kind of good. I saw him in some builds on the tournament. Some people use him. But let's see. He's a light support. So a supporter for attack-based builds, another for attack builds, and increase your attack in multiple ways. Inflicts 2 different debuffs, which is in the active skill, providing unique utility. There's ability to reset other familiars' skill cooldown. That's very good on Arena and Adventure. Can help a lot. But sometimes it can activate is random, so can lose opportunities. But some people using it actually. So let's see. So Slee Awaken 0 for each attack familiar build, increase damage dealt by 2%. And for each light familiar build, increase light attack by 2%. And increase damage dealt by to dark monsters 1%. And increase damage dealt to dark monsters by your party members 0.5%. So it's good if you use against dark monsters, right? Unfortunately, players they don't have element, right? It's like if you could use some defensive armor that gives you different elements, can be a little interesting to have this to more damage to dark. So that's it. So active skills. Does 199% light damage on nearby enemies. Inflicts drowsy. This is a new skill. So what did this do? Reduce speed 10%, resistance to critical attacks. You get resistance to critical attacks, guys, by 5%. And after that, inflicts flash. For 8 seconds, does 200 light damage. I think I understand. Makes them sleep. Ah, okay. And reduce movement speed. In the enemy inflicts critical, it reduces critical resistance, so you can do more damage and also flash. Okay. I think it can be useful. And the Adventure Arena. I think this can be useful in critical base build for sure. Adventure Arena. Pick 3 random familiars in your part end, so the 3 that stay behind. Heals them 10% of their max HP. And resets the skill cooldown, and it's random. So there's one tricky thing, he don't select himself. So if he's in the back, he only heal himself. Imagine if he pick himself many times in a row, he's just healing himself and everything. So I think that's why they did that. So he can pick himself, but to just heal 10%. But I think it's more interesting to have someone in your party to use again their skills. So I think that's why some people using him. So that's it, guys. Slee. So let's see Rui. This is their free familiar. I just show you guys in Sagartha region, just here. So it's a light support. It's a healer for light with some unique battle boosts. Like I told you guys, you can deal more damage than field boss. So it's good against Sagartha field bosses. So it takes time to get, but you just need to do the events in Sagartha region, kill the monsters. So as I told you guys, you just exchange him using these Rui tier drops. Well, you have to beat golden. You have to beat the golem. It's okay. You can get 700 per week, so you need 2 weeks to grind basically. But anyway, so let's see what he do. So for each light familiar in your build, increase the boost skill damage. Okay, by 1%, and increase the accuracy. Okay. And also your party members. I think the first time a familiar increase accuracy. I don't know if this is very effective, but at least some passive skills, right? For your party also. So what he do? So active skill heals you 10% of your HP plus 2000. Okay. Resets the cooldown of one random light attack familiar in your build. Okay. So you guys already know this is for a light build for sure. And for 5 seconds, increase your damage dealt to Sagarta field boss by 5%. And increase your party members' damage dealt to Sagarta field boss 2.5. So if you're grinding Sagarta field, this is the familiar Rui. And let's see, Arena. Increase the nearby familiar critical rate. So at Awakening 0, 100% light damage to nearby enemies, and for 7 seconds, increase nearby familiar's critical rate. Oh, this is Arena, right? And increase light damage 15%. So I feel this is not a big use on PvP, but can be very used in the field boss in Sagarta. Actually, my server we are not beat it because it's too hard, but that's good. And increase of critical, but I've never seen people using him actually. I think there is other familiars more useful, but I can see a use if you are grinding on the Sagarta region. So when they launch on global, you already know which familiar light you can use. So I think, let's see, we already checked these 3 familiars. I think the last one, yeah guys, the others we have is just the Nost. On current server they call him Kaukau. So here they say, I think they launch him, or he is the best candidate to be a Halloween familiar. What do you guys think? It was to be Groomy, but they decided to launch Groomy earlier. So he is Nost. In Japanese also Nost. And in Korean, like I told you, Kaukau is a support dark familiar. He looks like this doctor from the Black Prague. But anyway, he boosts on the modes like many PvP modes, so he gives a boost on that mode. So let's see his passive, guys. Increase your critical damage. They didn't specify. Okay. So increase your critical damage by 4% in battlefield modes. So you can see Kingdom, Training Grounds, Lava, Valley, Temple, Team Arena, Fight for Capital, Crossfield, also Kingdom Invasion. So for each attack familiar in your build, increase damage dealt by 4%. And for each defense familiar in your build, reduce damage received. So if you are more attacker, you do more damage. If you are more defender, 4%. Okay. Active skill. 7 seconds, cooldown 40. Removes any debuffs that immobilize you. Okay. That can be useful. That can be very useful for PvP. And for 7 seconds, attack speed 3%, movement speed 4%, and damage dealt to other players 5%. So he gives you a good boost if someone tries to catch you. And here can be a lot, 20% guys. So in these modes can be useful, like Helic Wars. Actually, I didn't see many people using him a lot because he's kind of new familiar. It's hard to build to be at the level to tournament, arena. But let's see what he do. So at Awakening 0, for 4 seconds generates a dark storm around the most distant enemy, which does multiple hits of 9% of dark damage. Okay, the furthest enemy. Enemies that get in the storm have the accuracy reduced 20%. Wow. Now weekend 10 is 40%. And when the store ends, 62% damage dealt to nearby enemies. Okay. He can be used on PvP, he can have some usage. I saw some people in the tournament, but as I told you guys, he's a new familiar. So only whales can use him to test him fully. So I think that's it, guys. That's the 7 familiars that we don't have yet on global, and for sure they will come soon eventually. So Polarin. Only one we have everybody is the fire ones. So what do you think, guys? My bet that soon will be the fishing content. Almost sure the fishing will come eventually. And what do you guys think will be the next familiar? Doing the fishing was the cactus, so we already have a cactus. So I think one of these guys, maybe earth ones. What do you guys think? And this one will be Halloween. After fishing, if it really comes the fishing content, will be the Halloween. After Halloween, New Year. And that's it. That's the events for the year, guys. And then the New Year will be the 1.5 year events. And that's it. That's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And see you on the next video.